Okay, let me see. All right. Hi everyone. I think we are live. I'm here with Rachel. So these are monthly Teach Entrepreneur interview. So if you are online watching us right now, please let us know if you can see us and hear us. Okay, because we're broadcasting this interview to LinkedIn, Facebook, and also YouTube. I need to make sure we don't have any technical problem here. All right, let me see. Facebook. Okay. All right. So I'm seeing some comments here. How can I attend? Erica, you are seeing. You're already here. Okay. Let us know if you're watching us live right now. Please let us know if you can see us and hear us. Okay. And there are spamming messages on LinkedIn. Just ignore them. Report them if you have the time. Okay. Just ignore them. And I don't know, LinkedIn has needs to do something with this. Every time I go live, somebody's spamming the comment section. Even with this account, they have like 72,000 followers. They're spamming my interview here. It's kind of strange. I don't know what's happening. Yeah, so we got quite a few people on LinkedIn now, and also YouTube and Facebook. All right, so we can get started. We have Rachel here. I'm so glad that I got to invite her here. To be honest with you guys, this is not the best time for Rachel to do an interview. She's moving right now. I don't know if you guys can see it. She's actually sitting on a mattress. mattress. Uh, so yeah. So we're gonna do this. Okay. So I'm gonna introduce myself very quickly and pass it to Rachel so she can talk to you guys as well. Uh, Great. I can see somebody teachers are saying, "Hey, Donna, thank you." I can see and hear Donna. Thank you, Ruba. Everything's great. Thank you guys. Yeah, and don't hesitate to comment. All right, comment and let us know who you are, where you're from, and we're joining you right now. Thanks for providing this interview. Thank you guys and Laura. Great to see you here. I see YouTube and LinkedIn. Good, good, good. Awesome. All right, guys. So, yeah, so I'm going to just quickly introduce myself. I know probably most of you guys already know me, follow me for a while now. So, my name is James. I'm a business coach for teachers, ESL teachers who want to go independent and get their students online. We've been doing this for over 3 years now. Myself and my team are helping teachers. In the past 3 years, we have helped over 3,000 teachers learn how to get students online and charge a much higher rate. Many of them have increased their rate to over $100 an hour with their niche teaching business, and many of them also left their full-time job and being independent with their own business. So if you're interested in what we do, don't hesitate to look me up. Take a look at my LinkedIn profile, Facebook, our Facebook page, group, and YouTube accounts. There are so many resources we have provided there on my social media accounts. I'm gonna learn so much. So yeah, and this is about me. I'm gonna just pass it to Rachel now. And before we do that, guys, please like our live stream. If you want to help us promote the interview, just click on like to help us promote. Okay, great. So now your turn, Rachel. Sorry about that.
Yeah, no problem. So I'm Rachel, and I am British, but currently living in Denmark, although very soon moving back to the UK. I've been here for the last 4.5 years, and I've got 2 boys, and I have been teaching online for the past kind of 2.5 years. So there's a brief introduction to me.
Good. All right. So Rachel, many people might want to know how did you get started with the journey, and your results. Like how have things been with your business?
Yeah, of course. So it's a bit of a funny story. So so when I worked in the UK, I was an occupational therapist. I worked in the health service. That's what I did for kind of 12.5 years. And then when we moved to Denmark 4.5 years ago, we moved for my husband's job. So I gave up my career in the health service and not speaking Danish, I couldn't work in the health service in Denmark. So I had to kind of think outside the box in terms of what I was going to do. And I don't come from a family with any experience of kind of business. Okay, all my family work in public services. So what happened at first was I started teaching children in China online through one of those companies. I was doing some of that, and then I was doing some private tutoring on the side. And I had a couple of private students, one boy from Japan who had lived in Denmark, learned English, was going back to Japan, and he was going to be going back into a Japanese school, and his family were really worried he would lose his English. So I started teaching him privately online, and I thought there must be a market for this, for children who have learned English in international schools and gone back. And at the same time as this, I'd seen James popping up everywhere on social media and LinkedIn, and been messaging me, and I've been ignoring him. And I made a decision to have a call with James and to chat things through. And yeah, so basically that went really, really well. And what was really interesting was, so James saw that I had all this experience in the health service, and he was like, well, why don't you use that? And why don't you look at working with advanced learners, look at working with doctors who come and move to the UK? And I was very resistant, as James will tell you, to the idea at first. Couldn't understand why I would do that, what I could offer. I'd only really had experience with children. And James really, really pushed me. I think he saw the potential far, far quicker than me. He really, really pushed me. He said, look, what's the worst that can happen? Have a go. And that's when I started reaching out to doctors 2.5 years ago, 3 years ago. And that's where it all started. So do you want me to go through now about...
Maybe pause a little bit here. I do want to talk about the niche part, because as a coach, and we do this a lot, we know, we have the kind of experience and knowledge. We know what might work better and what has a better business potential. So when Rachel first told me, hey, I taught kids, I want to just continue teaching kids, I've never taught adults, I'm more comfortable with the kids. And I still remember you want to target a case studying international school at their Japanese something. I remember you told me something about that. I was like, great, that's good market. But I always believe if you go with that, you're gonna waste all the experience, the time you spent in your last career, right? And to me, that's kind of a waste. And I always feel like if you can connect with what you have achieved in your last career and leverage that in your current business, that will be the best, because you can already have advantages over many other people who might do the same thing. You can relate, you can use a lot of knowledge you have already developed. So that's kind of the reason I pushed you, right, Rachel? I know it was hard at first. I pushed you to pursue that. I'm very glad that you have achieved so much in the past 2 years following this path. And I know just being able to help people that you're familiar with from a different angle, really allows you to progress so fast, so much, because you already know NHS, you already know these people, like what they do, and there's so many things in common, and people really appreciate your experience as well, as although you're not using what you do before, but the experience really helped. I just want to comment on that. And for all the teachers who are thinking about their niche, right? If you have a different career, try to connect with that, right? Don't be afraid of not knowing what to do. No, I would say 90% of our clients don't know anything about what they're gonna do when they first start. Passing back to you, Rachel. About the results. What have things been in the business so far?
So I started with one-on-one clients. So I started, I didn't start with a established program. I started by getting some clients and developing the program as I met with them, using kind of my experience of working in the health service and my idea of what some of the issues would have been. So I started, working one-on-one, got to a point where I was charging £1,000 for my one-on-one coaching program. And I did that for some time, and that was invaluable because I really got to know my niche. I really got to build relationships with them, to hear the common struggles, to see what really, really helped, and got to a point where I was very happy with the one-on-one program. And then probably about a year and a half ago, or maybe a bit less than that, I launched online group courses. So I've been running online monthly group courses for over a year now, which I charge £99 for. And I really wanted to be able to reach out and help those that couldn't afford the one-to-one coaching. So after all that experience of working one-to-one, I was able to pick out the things that were most valuable, put together an online group program with pre-recorded training sessions and some live Q&As with me. And that was really, really successful. That's been really, really appreciated by a lot of people. So that's been running every month. Somewhere down the line there, I also started selling some digital products as well, some digital toolkits as well for doctors to go alongside the training. And very recently, literally probably in the last few weeks, I launched my app, Healthy English app. This is something I kind of dived into because I was already running a subscription service of online weekly training as well. That was another thing I was running, like a club. And the issue was accessibility. You know, I work with a niche that is incredibly busy. They can't just spend time logging on, trying to find a password. Like you just lose them, right? They don't engage with the content. So the thing that I was hearing again and again is they need things to be really accessible. So I decided to dive in and to put everything that I do into an app, my digital products, my online course, my subscription service. So that's been live just literally in the last few weeks. So I really wanted to move away from the one-to-one coaching. Yeah,
I actually downloaded the app. I downloaded the app. It was good. It was a good one. And I'm also probably considering something like that too. Have everything in one place. It's great. So that's great. I mean, just looking at how much, probably people just know what people are listening, just from one-on-one to groups to courses, but only you and me know how much it took you, right, to go through the whole journey from getting one-on-one coaching, getting the proof of concept, what I offer can actually help people. They appreciate. So what I'm offering the one-on-one mentoring program is very valuable. And based on the one-on-one mentoring program, I think we worked on the course. So your group training is very much like the 21-day challenge we're running, pre-record videos, some Q&As, and that allows you to get many more people into your business pipeline with the group training because it's more affordable, accessible. It does not, they don't need to pay $1,000 to work, 1,000 pounds to work with you, right? And that give you the reach, and also I think it also make the impact you can make, the impact you can make it much bigger, and that actually lead to some other results later on. People get to know you and know more about you. So because a lot of teachers are watching right now, and a lot of them already finished the 21-day challenge, they're in the inner circle, and some working very close with us as well. So I just want to make sure you guys are clear. So we don't recommend anyone just go to courses, groups right away. I think the one-on-one coaching is super, super valuable in this whole process. Although Rachel is moving away because she's able to do that because she has built a business in a way that she can use these other courses to sustain. But Rachel, what do you think? How do you value the period of time that you're offering one-on-one coaching to your clients? Would that be necessary? You think that necessary, that period of time offering one-on-one?
Yeah, I think it's hugely necessary for so many different reasons. And just very basically, one is mindset, right? If you dive into kind of getting courses out there and you don't have the confidence that what you can offer is really valuable, where do you start? I mean, one-to-one coaching helps you hone in on the areas that are really important, that are really challenging. It perhaps helps you identify areas that perhaps other people aren't working on as well, and where there's gaps. Just to clarify, I'm not actually an English teacher, so I teach more kind of communication skills and culture, and what I've developed and what now I have in my subscription service, and what I now have in my online course, and I've rewritten my online course once as well, is all from that information and all from that experience of what these issues really are, and what is the most valuable insights, and what are the most valuable strategies that I teach. And I had to go through that one-on-one coaching to get to know my niche really well, to build my confidence, and to be able to then develop products from that.
That's great. Yeah. So the one-on-one, and that's what we always talk about, the vertical model, and you're following it exactly. One-on-one coaching groups, right? In digital courses, right? That's the vertical model, and all based on the one niche. The way you understand your niche better and better through one-on-one, then you will be able to put together groups to work with more people. At the same time, then you will be able to release video-based courses later on. That's great. So yeah, speaking of that, I think many teachers might be very interested in learning um, your challenges, right, in this journey, because everyone is facing challenges all the time. So it's not an easy job. It's not an easy task to be entrepreneur. We always face challenges, overcome challenges. That's how we grow. So can you tell us what's your biggest challenges throughout this journey so far? You wanted to comment on a couple challenges?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, there's huge challenges in starting a business and stepping out of your comfort zone and doing something different. There's huge challenges, but with that comes huge opportunities as well, and excitements. But I think the challenges for me have been different at different stages of the business. So I would say it's been a very up and down journey. And so I think that's sometimes a challenge. Like, I can literally have a day where I just want to give it all up, and literally the next day, some few really exciting things will happen, and just never know what's around the corner. You can feel so low and so like you're not getting anywhere, and then the next day it could be completely different. So it is hard. You do have those ups and downs. You have to trust that things are coming.
Yeah.
I think for me at the beginning, mindset was my hugest issue, because I didn't believe in myself. I didn't have the confidence, really. You believed in me and my husband believed in me, but my belief in myself came later. It came when I saw the results, right? So when I was getting feedback and I was getting the reviews and I was seeing the difference that it was making in people's lives, that's when my mindset caught up. So mindset, I think at the beginning was the biggest issue. And then I think, so I think getting that feedback and seeing the difference and seeing what works helped with the mindset. I think at the current stage, I would say that the biggest challenge is actually the logistics of running everything, because when you're at a stage where it's not like you can bring in a big team, so it's like, where do you prioritize? Because there's the marketing and the sales and the content management, and sometimes there's so much going on that sometimes you feel like you can't really do anything very well, and you're kind of split too thinly. So like outsourcing, for example, where do you use your money to outsource? What things do you focus on? So prioritizing tasks and knowing where to focus. And I think, and making the right decisions of what direction to go to. And I think what's really helpful is to have somebody to bounce ideas off, right? To have a mentor that's kind of out of the situation, looking in, and that can give you some direction and help you to refocus. Because when you're in the midst of it, right, sometimes you can't see quite the right direction. You need somebody to say, no, stop what you're doing, stop spending money on that, focus on this, get this right first. And you've been brilliant at that, James. And
it sounded so familiar to me. I see that all the time. Stop that, focus on this. Exactly. So just it's not because I'm more experienced than you, or I know everything. It's really you are in the middle of it. It's very, very common that you just lose the set of it. You don't know what you're doing because you're just in the middle of it. And somebody just get the outside perspective is very important, right? So you shared a lot. I wanted to kind of go through them one by one. The first thing is the mindset. The first thing is the ups and downs, right? Not only you. I remember last year there was a very difficult time in my business as well. I was like, why don't I just find a job? Why don't I just find a job? Why do I need to work on this so hard, right? So hard. And then tomorrow you get some really good news, you get back to the game, get going again. So that happens all the time. I want to ask the audience, right? We have quite a few. I think we have maybe 60, 70 people watching right now from all these platforms. So I want to ask you guys, right? Say yes if you have had a similar feeling, like you want to just give up, and then you get back to it, right? The ups and downs. If you have also experienced ups and downs and just resonate so much with what Rachel just said, say yes about the journey, ups and downs. ESL Pro service, say yes, and yeah, just say yes if that is you. So much up and down, so many ups and downs. Samantha, Nancy, yeah, Nancy, I know Nancy had quite difficult journey at first, and Nicole, right? Yeah, so many people I can't even show all of them. Victoria, right? Lucy, Daniel. So I want to show you guys. I want to show these comments to you guys just because I want to tell you you are not alone. If you feel like you just want to give up today, okay, you can allow yourself to think about that, but only for today. And tomorrow is another day, right? Just get back to and do it, right? So that's super normal. You are not alone. Rachel did the same thing. I did the same thing. Probably gonna do it again. Maybe tomorrow we'll say, "Oh my God, it's so hard," right? It's okay, but remember your commitment to this journey. Remember your commitment to why you're here, why you are doing it, right? So that's one thing Rachel mentioned. The other thing is mindset, right? Don't believe in yourself. Like imposter syndrome. I don't believe in myself. I don't know if I can do this, right? I remember when I asked you to do this niche targeting these IMGs. Who am I? Why can I help them? They're like already doctors. I'm no doctors. I've never helped doctors, right? All of you guys, and many teachers we work with, they have a niche. They don't feel confident in their niche because they've never done it, right? The same thing, the mindset, imposter syndrome. You just have to, first of all, Rachel had me, the husband, very supportive, and keep telling Rachel, hey, do it. And but what really helped Rachel is the results, right? Rachel, you are getting from your students the sweet notes. Hey, Rachel, I remember you showed me this comment and post, Rachel, from your clients. Hey, Rachel, thank you so much. I remember the comments in your Facebook group, right? People are so appreciative for what you do. That give you confidence, but you can't get that if you don't do it. Let's say just stop. You don't even do it. How can you get to that stage where you're getting a lot of good feedback that help you with your mindset, right? So about that, I think just recognize it's okay to not believe in yourself, but you will one day if you just keep doing it, right? That's the mindset. Believe in yourself, trust yourself. If other people can do it, you can do it. To the last part Rachel mentioned is it's more advanced stage. That's also the same problem I'm kind of going through right now. How when you grow a business, there's so many things happening. As you can see, like Rachel has a lot of products, I have a lot of products, and we start building teams. There are another level of challenges about management and prioritization, business direction. So where should we go? So at that stage, and the one thing Rachel mentioned I appreciate a lot is find a mentor. Somebody is doing it. Somebody has succeeded in doing it, right? Bounce ideas with them and get their perspectives, get their support is so valuable. I have my mentor too, right? I look up to people who's beyond me, who's ahead of me. I work with them and let them help me with different challenges I have in my business. Everyone needs a mentor, right? If you just try to figure out things yourself, very likely you're gonna just give up way before you can even see some results. So that's kind of what I summarized. Rachel just said there are about the biggest challenges, ups and downs, and mindset and organization, business organization at the current stage. So anything to add, Rachel, or comment on what I said?
Yeah, I think and it's if you're always going to limit yourself if you try and rely on all your own strength. Okay, so you have to investing in the right place, in the right mentorship, or investing in the right things to help you, or the right software, whatever it is. Like, you need to invest, and that's hard when you're not making a lot of money, and it's risky. Well, it feels risky and it feels difficult, and especially if you're not used to doing that. But you're always going to be a bit limited. To grow a business, you have to invest in software, and you have to invest in maybe a VA, and you have to invest in mentorship to get to the next level. And I think you have to be brave in that. I think it's something that I've learned. It's something that I really struggled with. Now I've kind of almost gone the other way. I'm like, I'll just hey, I just want to kind of get other people to do it and outsource stuff, and I can see the value in that. And
Yeah,
and not, you don't always make the right decisions as well, and you learn from that. So yeah, I think that's
absolutely,
important.
absolutely. All right, thanks for that, Rachel. Yeah, we're gonna quickly move on to what we're supposed to talk about. Scaling your business, right? So, in the past 3 years, 3.5 years now since we started this business, we've been looking for ways of helping teachers scale their business because we know just getting 1, 2, 3 students every month doing one-on-one coaching, that is not enough, right? Many teachers, if not all, wanted to have a six-figure business even beyond that. So what is the scaling options, how you can scale your business to the next level? So after so many experiments, trying things with our clients, so we have come down to the two different approaches to scaling your business. One is pay advertising ads, the other one is corporate training. So pay advertising, probably most people are familiar with that, right? You're seeing Facebook ads every day. When you're on YouTube, right before the video, you see the ads. So they're pay advertising. So basically, these businesses pay this social media platform to run their ads to people who might be interested in what they do. Now I'm running Facebook ads, and Rachel is running Facebook ads. We're running ads to get more people into our business pipeline, to get more people to know about our business. I think a lot of people who are watching right now probably see my ads on Facebook. If you actually saw my ads on Facebook, type yes, so we can see how many of you guys actually get to know me because of the ads we run. Now we run ads with the ebook, the 7-day challenge. If you get to know me and my business because of the ads, say yes. Let's see how many of you guys actually did that. Right, so this is the first. Julia, right, say yes. So there must be more. But the other way to scale your business is corporate training. So this might not be something everyone is familiar with. Corporate training is about targeting businesses, corporate associations, like these people, these companies that can actually hire you to do corporate training to their employees, to their members in a group or in other ways. So corporate training. So targeting businesses, and Rachel going to talk about this a little bit more. Rachel is working with NHS trustees. They have a lot of international medical graduates and doctors. They can send to Rachel to coach, right? Some teachers in our community, they are getting clients from, let's say, banks. They target banks, they target IT companies. Then they work with software engineers within the company. That is corporate training. So that's the two different ways of scaling your business: pay advertising and corporate training. So both our clients only pick one, and Rachel actually did two, both of them. I think is the best part Rachel can talk about because she has experience with both approaches to scaling the business. All right, so back to we see more yeses for the ads. All the people, Vicky and Jeanette, see my ads. They saw my ads. That's the reason why the they got to know our business, to pay advertising is our approach. So now I'm gonna pass it to Rachel to really ask her to talk about her experience with the ads first, because I can just keep talking about this on and on, but now I'm not a teacher, right? I don't have a teaching business. No, really listening to a teacher who have done it and who are doing it successfully right now can really inspire a lot of teachers to consider this approach to scale their business. So Rachel, so let's talk about the pay advertising first. What do you think, in your opinion, what are the pros and cons, and also your experience with pay advertising?
Yeah, so I mean, obviously, I went into paid advertising after building up quite a significant community, and I think a lot of the marketing I did and still do is organic marketing, and that can be really powerful. But I think you're always going to limit yourself if you are doing everything organically. So paid advertising just massively increases your reach. So I'd say in terms of pros, like when I've run, I'm not running any currently. I will be in the near future. I've run campaigns in the past. It can massively expand your reach. So even if you're offering something free in your paid advertising, then you're getting people into your email automation. So they then you have their contact, you can put them into your nurturing automation, and you have many more leads that you can then nurture and market to. So it brings people into your email automation, which is really, really good. And it also, you never know who's watching, right? So again, the more you widen your audience, the more chance there is that the right people are going to see. And I don't just mean your niche, but I mean in terms of corporate training opportunities, right? When people start to see, what you're about, and they see your ads and your stories multiple times, it gets people interested. So it gives you that opportunity to generate more leads, not just for direct clients, but also for corporate opportunities. Yeah. And it's also really interesting to see how people react, right? And how they comment, and what particular things really resonate with people and what people respond to, because then you can really hone down your story. You can see what are the real pain points, what people really respond and react to, and that can help with all your social media marketing. So paid advertising, I think there's many pros to it. And also generate sales, right? So, I've generated a lot of sales through paid advertising. I think the cons is it's scary. I think it's really scary going into paid advertising. The idea of putting the amounts of money on your adverts can be really scary. And if you don't know what you're doing, right, you can lose a lot of money, because there's a way to do paid advertising well. You can do it really bad, you can do it really well. This is where it comes to investing, right? To have somebody helping you to run an ad campaign, because there's so many different factors. And I've run ad campaigns on my own. I've run ad campaigns with a freelancer I found on Upwork, and I've run ad campaigns with people far more qualified. And I've seen the difference massively, okay, to campaigns that just didn't work at all to campaigns that were really, really successful. So knowing how to do it and getting the right people help you, I think, is really, really important.
Yeah, it's great. Yeah, so just some comments on that. So first of all, I agree with you. Just seeing a lot. I'm seeing a lot of resistance from teachers when we ask them to try pay advertising. I think one of the reasons just because you will spend money without knowing, if you can get it back, right? Now thinking about spending $50, even $100 a day, right? That's $1,000, right? $1,000, $2,000, $3,000, even a month, and you don't even know if you can get students, right? So that's why I don't recommend that teachers to consider the pay advertising at first when you don't even know what you're doing. You don't even have a proof concept. You don't even getting results. You're not even getting results from organic marketing by posting, by getting results from a community, right? You don't have a proof concept. You don't know what message is going to work. Who is your niche, right? Where you can find them? Then don't do pay advertising and spend money without getting any returns. But at one stage, when you are getting great results organically, you know your niche, you're delivering, you know where to find them. Now, pay advertising can be a feasible way to scale your business by doing it. Of course, like what you said, now, if you don't know how to do it, take some training, right? Find someone to help you. Just don't, Facebook or any platform, LinkedIn, Facebook, YouTube, made it sound very easy to run ads because they want you to do it, right? But it's like more complicated than just setting up an ads. Now you have to make sure you're creative, your images, your copy. Remember the days we work on these things. Rachel is like,
it's a nightmare. Yeah. There's so much involved with it. Yeah.
It's not just yes, you can just upload a video and write something, then just run ads on it. It might not work. And also being more analytical, make sure you understand all the KPIs, the click rates, the landing page review rate. So all these KPIs, if you don't understand, you don't know where you can do, where can you improve your ads, right? And the ROIs, everything. But I just want to get you guys a sense, all right? So I consider so far in the past 3 years, working with all of our clients, and Rachel has been the most successful one with ads, because we have built a funnel. We actually have this front end offers with the digital products, with the funnel running ads, and she's actually break even, a little bit more than break even running ads. So that means Rachel is spending, let's say, 50 euros a day, and she's actually can make 50 euros a day just from the ads itself. So that means you can actually generate leads, getting people to know you without spending money. So that's possible, and we are doing it with Rachel. So it's not that scary when you can have everything under control. You can manage the ads to help you scale your business, right? So, is that right?
Yeah, and I think you can. The first ever ad campaign that I ran was small, right, in terms of the amounts of money, and I think that can be a really good way to start, just to build your confidence, and as you get used to it, and just to, rather than diving in at $100 a day, but just start something small and play around with your audience, and but with the right guidance, I think. But you don't have to start with massive amounts. I think just build your confidence first. Yeah,
absolutely. So usually we recommend just start with $10 a day, try to test things. Of course, you need to do a lot of different testing, different audiences, different copies, different visuals, and try to find the best combination before you can scale, adding more money to each asset. But yeah, just want to give you guys a kind of understanding, a brief understanding what it looks like running ads, and how they can help you. And if Rachel can do it, running ads, getting clients, getting sales, I think a lot of teachers can do it, right? So that's about pay advertising. So one of the approach you can follow as a teacher entrepreneur to scale your business, right? So the next one will be the corporate training. Like, let's quickly move on to corporate training. So as I explained, right, corporate training is about offering your services to businesses instead of targeting individual clients. You are actually reaching out to businesses, reaching out to organizations, and offer your services to them. And oftentimes they're gonna send you a group to coach, and it can be a much big contract you can get every time. So corporate training. So I want to maybe let you talk about it, Rachel. What do you think about corporate training, the pros and cons, and your experience with corporate training?
Yeah, I mean, so corporate training is something that I'm just kind of getting into. I think corporate training it really excites me for lots of different reasons. So I think firstly, I think one of the pros is that by engaging in corporate training, you reach a much wider audience. Okay, so you have somebody that can, suddenly they might have 100 of your niche that they need to, and so you have the potential to reach a lot more and to help a lot more people. Plus, you make one link in the corporate world, and you get access to many clients. The potential's there, and also for a lot of my clients, money's a real struggle, and so my vision has always been that they don't have to pay for it, right? That this help and this support is paid for by the hospital trust that they come to work in. So that's always been my dream and my vision, and so that excites me that that's beginning to happen. It also is really exciting because it does give you the potential for bigger and more stable income. Once you can get into corporate training and get contracts, then the potential there financially is really, really big. And I think with corporate training, like the first is hard, but once you get in and once you develop a model that works, then you have the potential to then approach other trusts or other organizations. I think in terms of the cons, it does take time. So for me personally, corporate training has come about by people reaching out to me. I've not knocked on any doors as yet, because I've not felt like I've been ready to do that. But just through being present on social media and being as consistent as I can be, and doing free sessions as well. And so a lot of people might say, don't undervalue yourself, don't speak at this conference for free, or don't do this online webinar for free. For me, that's where massive opportunities. So the people that have approached me about corporate training have all kind of listened to one of my free webinars, right? Or they've heard me speaking online. So these are great opportunities. You never know who's listening or what it can lead to. So all the people that I've now connected with in the corporate world have come to me, and that's been through being present on LinkedIn and Facebook and social media and ad campaigns as well. But it takes time, and it takes trust and relationships, and things don't happen quickly in my experience. So I've had so many amazing conversations where it's been like, yep, this is a definite, and they want to do this. and we're still, trying to move forward, chasing up emails, things are slow, right? So that can be a frustration. And you need to be able to make a strong case as well, right? You're talking to different people here. It's not like selling to a member of your niche. You're selling to an organization. So you have to speak a different language. And you have to, it's not like using the same pain points that you use with your niche. So you have to learn to speak their language so that they can see the value in it and why they should invest in your training above other people. So there are some challenges there. I mean, those challenges excite me, but they are challenges, and they might be things that people do need a bit of help with to navigate that. I mean, I wrote my first business case, which I've never written before. So there are different things that you will perhaps need to do. I think it's a fantastic route to follow if you can. And I think, that's what my advice would be. Those opportunities to expose yourself and to expose your knowledge and your skills and your passion, whether it's speaking at a conference for free, maybe that will actually lead to massive opportunities. I mean, I turned down one opportunity because I think I overpriced myself. And looking back, that would have been my first time going in and doing a workshop. And I wish now that I'd actually taken that opportunity so I could have proved what I had to value. But you learn from these experiences. So
so thanks for that. There's a couple of things you mentioned there. So first of all, I like your vision. You always visualize yourself just offering services to people that they don't need to pay, the corporates and pay. And also that's a very, I think, very interesting perspective as well, because you're helping these employees, you're helping these doctors, international doctors. But end of the day, you're helping these hospitals, right? So the interests are aligned. These doctors, the international doctors, if they can perform better, if their career get improved, that will be the same to the hospital. So the interest aligns. So basically, technically, these doctors want to improve so they can do a better job, and actually they're helping their hospitals, right? So I just have to find the right people to explain this to. And that's the part you mentioned when you talk with corporates. I'm learning about that too. So it's not the same in terms of what you say and how you say it, right? So these people you're going to be talking to about corporate contract, corporate opportunities are not your students necessarily, especially the decision makers. They're not your students. They're not people from your niche. They probably don't understand at all why your service is necessary. Right? You have to think about a way to explain what you do from based on the results for them, like how what I do can help you as a corporate, instead of I can help you with your career, I can help you. Right? So how what I do can help you as a hospital. So that's really a different way to look at it. But end of the day, it's the same thing. It's just a phrase it or describe it in a different way. So something I learned recently, you have to learn how to communicate with corporates in a way that they can recognize, right? Especially think about this director, this trustee director. These people are busy people, right? And this thing, like whatever you're going to propose in the page, is the last thing they care about. You have to really understand how to use that 1 minute you have and make a page that they actually recognize. Oh, this means this, right? To me, to the hospital. So that's something we all need to learn in this corporate training world. And we're all here to learn and improve. But I do believe this is a great way. And I know a lot. If you guys just look around, right? So almost all these big corporates and these companies, regardless which industry they are in, they have already some people in-house to teach English, right? So, okay, so bad and good, right? The good thing is, okay, that means they need someone to help them. The bad thing is probably that's your competitor. You have to compete with them, right? So I'm just saying there's a need for corporates as well to look for experts, specialists like you guys to help. And your advantage is that you're a niche teacher. For example, Rachel, right? She's not a general English teacher that teaches, just happen to teach doctors. She's a specialist, communication and culture specialist, helping international medical doctors, right, in the UK only. So that's your advantage, and that's why these people see your ads, just reach out to you, right? Rachel, can we talk? I'm really interested in what you do, and I can really help my department, right? That's how you set yourself apart from other teachers as well, just being a niche teacher, being a specialist. What do you agree with me on that, Rachel? What do
Yeah,
you think?
absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and
Great.
if they can see that you fit the needs, and you can speak in their language, and you can see that you have that specialism and that you understand that issue, and you can provide something that's very niche, then yeah, I think it opens up lots of
That's
opportunities.
great. That's great. So now we have finished both corporate training and pay advertising. I want to see how you guys react to it. So if you were to scale your business, which way you gonna pick to go first, right? Scale, pay advertising or corporate training or both? Just comment, let me know, guys. If you were to scale your business with one of these options, would that be pay advertising or corporate training, or you want to do both at the same time? Comment, let us know. Okay, join both. Okay, that's good. It's very ambitious. That's great. That's great. Anyone else? Pay advertising and corporate training. Linda, corporate training. Nancy, corporate training first. Good, good, good. So that's some of my feeling too. Anyone else? Jeanette, corporate training first. Uh, Nicole, pay advertising. Oh, somebody wanted to ultimately be a corporate trainer. And both Laura, Bill, pay advertising. Both Victoria, in corporate training. Pay advertising to increase email list, and then corporate training for bigger pay. Okay, great. Corporate training, advertising, corporate training. Great. I'm seeing both. Advertising will be first, and we'll like to corporate training. That's great. If you want to do where to post, if you want to do corporate training, yeah, we can definitely talk about that. So yeah, so now we have covered everything, and we're planning to do. So if you have questions, right, leave in the comments. And in the meantime, I just wanted to promote the 21 day challenge very quickly. So I know probably the majority of people watching right now, they have joined the 21 challenge. And Rachel didn't do the 21 challenge because she started working with me even before 21 challenge was born. So she didn't do the 21 challenge. But the 21 challenge really condensed what we offer in our coaching into just 21 days. Okay. And we've got so much success in the past 2 years since we launched the 21 challenge. Probably a lot of people in the watching right now can comment on that as well, the 21 challenge. So if you're interested in getting started and working with us in a group for 21 days to get started, right, join the 21 challenge. I can share a link for you guys to get a 35% discount for the next round that starts on July 1st in the July group. Okay, I'm gonna share that link with you guys. So if you're interested in joining us, look at the just check out the website and join us for the July round for the 21 day challenge. Okay, and if you have questions, don't hesitate to ask. Okay, to ask in the group. Let me just leave some comments. Okay, yeah, I already did that. Okay. Uh, all right. So yeah. So 21 day challenge. A lot of teachers have already joined. Who are watching right now. But if you wanted to, you haven't, you are interested, check out the website and join the 21 day challenge starting in July, which is next week. Okay. It's a very condensed and kind of training group training we offer every month and to help you guys get started. Okay. So if you guys have questions for me or for Rachel, feel free to leave them in the chat. I'll definitely get back to you. There is one question early on. Let me get it for Rachel about your program. They heard that you said your one-on-one coaching program is 100,000 pounds. So how long was your program? How many hours did it include, and how many weeks long? It's very specific. What do you can you tell me?
I Yeah, it was 10 sessions, an hour long each. And I used to, I would recommend one session a week, but if I'm honest, my niche are very busy. So I was always very flexible. So for some people, it went over quite a number of weeks, and for others they wanted to condense it into a short period of time because maybe they had some annual leave and they wanted to have all the sessions in short space of time. So it was 10 sessions basically. It wasn't necessarily a particular time frame.
Good. Yeah, that's kind of a classic program, and most teachers follow 10-week program. And we do, so just so you know, all our clients are doing program-based teaching, so we don't do session-based. So clients come in, they buy this whole program, everything already pre-designed. We go through the same program. And for Rachel.
And I think Lucy also asked a question. So how do you respond to, I don't think I have enough time response when you work in medical professionals? I think, when you're doing one-to-one coaching, the way that I dealt with that is with being very flexible. I think if you're going to work with medical professionals or somebody else like that, you have to be really flexible. And I was very happy to be flexible because I know that the kind of pressure and timetables that these doctors. So if there were questions about not having enough time, I would always talk about how they didn't have to book specific time slots. It could change each week, that, if they needed to leave it for a week or so. Yeah, I just emphasized my flexibility, and also that everybody else that had done my program were in the same boat and that they managed it. So I think, when I developed the other programs, right, that was partly in response to the time issue. So then it's about making, an online course that is as accessible as possible, and hence the app as well.
Yeah, so here in where to post if you want to do corporate training. So if you're using social media is where you're gonna post, right? It's not about where to post, it's what you post, right? If you want to attract corporate training, then you need to target the pain points of these people who actually make decisions, of influencers, of corporates, and why they need to hire people to help their employees, right? That's really how I see it, and there's more to it with the corporate training. So the next one, I think this is going to be interesting. Victoria's asked you, Rachel. So between paid advertising and corporate training, which one do you recommend first?
Yeah, I saw that question actually, and I'm not entirely sure that I can answer that because I think it really depends. I think it depends on your niche. It depends on your experience. It depends on your community. I think for me, corporate training came about because people approached me about it rather than me pushing it at that point. Paid advertising helped with that opportunity because it widened the audience. So, paid advertising just broaden your audience, right? It helps you to be other people to see what you're doing, which can lead to corporate training opportunities. However, if you're working with a particular niche that lends itself to working alongside corporations, then and you don't want to dive into paid advertising, then just push on some doors. Absolutely. So I think it's not quite so clear cut. Maybe it depends on lots of different factors.
Yeah, I'd like to answer to Rachel between paid advertising and corporate training. So first of all, not all the niches can do corporate training, right? If you, let's say, you do exam preparation and you do some interest-based niches, then there's no corporate organization or companies that actually can give you students from your niche, then you cannot do corporate training. So, and about paid advertising, any niche can do paid advertising, and you have to find the best platform to run it. It can be YouTube, it can be Facebook, it can be LinkedIn. You need to look at your ROIs to decide, right? So I know it's pretty late right now, guys. Maybe just one more question. Okay, so here. So I can answer this question. Who do you pay your program in a company? So it really depends again as well. This depends on the size of the company and also who you can get in touch with, right? So usually, if you target smaller businesses, usually we go after the decision owners, decision makers, the owners. If you target big corporates, usually you just can't get into the decision makers. You have to find influencers to help you. There are different routes, and it really depends on the size of the company and the decision-making process. Is the decision made by one person or by a group, and where is the easy way to get in? Right? There are a lot of strategies around that, just by identifying the key contacts you need to pitch your services to. That already require a lot of work to get in, right? To get started. So that's a hard question to answer, but I'll give you some ideas to think about that. Okay, so I think that's it for today. Unless, what do you think, Rachel? You want to answer another question, or I know it's pretty late for you.
No, I'm just looking. I'm looking at. Do you sell the programs you've created? I'm not quite sure what that question means.
yeah, maybe she asked about, do you sell your program as a digital product to others to use? I guess that's kind of the, yeah, just like a
Ah,
lot of people sell their curriculum online. I have a
okay.
curriculum I sell to others. I think, your program, Rachel's program, is very specific. I wouldn't recommend Rachel selling that because no, she does not want to create a lot of competitors using the same program, and it's really hard to control that once you have a program as a curriculum online available. It's really hard to manage.
Yeah,
People might just steal it, right? And it's really hard. And I don't think that's a good, unless that's what you do. A lot of people are curriculum developer. They just develop curriculum, they sell it, and that's their business. They do it. But as a niche teacher, usually you don't want to sell your program to others, right? You want to protect your business. Okay.
can I just also say a
Yeah.
quick point on that? Like, I think everybody brings something different to their program. So my program is being developed, because of my background and my experience and the relationships I have with people. And I think, somebody else delivering it, it wouldn't be the same. And I think everybody has a slightly different skill set or experience or something that they can bring into their program and make it unique. And I think personally, I think if you can develop your own program and bring some of yourself into that and your passions, and I think it's better than buying a program.
Yeah. And you can get a program to start with. If you don't have anything in
Yeah.
place and you want to have some help first, it's okay. But eventually, when you have a proof of concept, when you are already in a later stage, I don't think you can just use other people's program. You need to really work on refining your program, customizing your program to better support and help your niche, right? That's eventually going to become your own program that works for your niche, right? So,
And just
yeah,
quickly with
sorry.
Donna's question, I would say I don't have a website and I've never had one. However, I'm getting one now because I think when you move into corporate training, I think it's just useful to be able to give a website rather than directly into LinkedIn. Yeah.
And we're helping you with that. So the website, yes, you don't need a website to get started. A lot of people call me on Jim said you don't need a website to run a business. So that's not what I said. That's what I said was you don't need a business. You don't need a website to start a business. But later on, especially if you're thinking about corporate training, having a website can be really helpful. A website, email marketing, branding, all that gonna really help you build your authority, your credibility, right? Because corporates really don't care about you. They want to find somebody they can trust, and how they can trust you. They want to make sure you're established, right? Established, all these systems you have. So that's super important to give you a lot of credits by doing that. Donna, yeah, there's one more question about the inner circle, Robert. Yeah, does your inner circle touch on corporate training? So inner circle itself does not include any corporate training services or training coaching, but we do have corporate training programs that only available for inner circle members. Actually, we just did a workshop this month with Gemma, a corporate training workshop. We do have corporate training kind of coaching training available within the inner circle. Okay. So I hope that makes sense. No, don't hesitate to email me if you have more questions. And I want to thank you again, Rachel. I know you're so busy right now, and you are flying back to the UK next Tuesday. And if you guys can see, right, Rachel actually sitting on a mattress right
All
now.
our stuff was shipped today, so that's why I'm probably a bit echoey. Yeah.
Yeah. It's not the best time to interview you, Rachel. And thanks for your time and your commitment to this, and I appreciate that very much. And for all of you guys, if you have questions, feel free to connect with Rachel on LinkedIn, and also email me, message us if you have questions. I hope we can work together, work closely with you guys to scale your business. Right? We don't just get people start a business; we actually help clients, teachers scale their business, because my tagline, build your six-figure business. If you are not at six figures yet, I can always help you. Our business can always help you, right? Always reach out. If you have questions, see what we can do to help you guys to get to six figures, scaling your business with corporate training and paid advertising. And that's it. Thank you for your time, Rachel, and appreciate
Pleasure.
everyone for being here. I'll see you guys next month. We're gonna have another one next month. The PE interview. Until then, guys, take care. Have a good one.